Good morning, guys. Day 2 of the rally. Apparently it snowed last night, so we're taking a bunch of rear-wheel drive supercars and a multi-million-dollar hypercar through the snow. It's gonna be a good day. Look at the gas prices in Mammoth, $7.09. Back on the road again. Damn, 31 degrees. Made it to the Inyo National Forest Pass, and it is in fact closed. So now we've got to drive for about 8.5 hours to make it to Monterey. Check it out, all of the cars lined up now, figuring out what to do now that the route is closed. This Aventador sounds so insane. Second gas station pit stop while we figure out what to do. One of the couples actually went up there to talk to the rangers to see if they could open up the road, because from the looks of it, I don't see why it would be closed. There's no snow, it wasn't super windy last night. Fingers crossed. Mono Lake out to the right. Look at all the salt.
How Mono started?
I don't think so.
Some steamy makeout session by the lake.
Looks like we got a crazy mountain pass up ahead, 51 miles to Lake Tahoe. Man, for not having to go on the planned route because the route was closed, we've ended up on some absolutely insane roads with beautiful scenery. Just look at this. Oh my God. Big lump with knobs. Following behind a GT3 RS with beautiful mountains up ahead. Beautiful lake. Man, the roads here are insane. We've had to go pretty slow because there's ice all over the roads and rocks everywhere, but no shortage of absolutely gorgeous scenery, that's for damn sure. Look at this. We are trudging through slush. It's like a really weird temperature. It's 34 degrees right now. It was amazing down at the bottom. Had some good runs through the canyon behind the Koenigsegg, but now it's a little sketchy. We're not trying to fly off the road. My car just slipped on a little bit of ice, so, I mean, we were really hauling ass. And Houston has some serious falls. He drives fast. So the fact that we're going this slow now means, yeah, it's pretty serious conditions. Holy crap. Yeah, it's 32 degrees out, so any single one of these little patches of water could be ice. Okay, now it's getting really sketch. We're on high-performance summer tires, and there's just full-on snow on the ground. All right, pray for us. Look how freaking beautiful this is as we go 3 miles an hour over ice in our rear-wheel drive high-performance cars. This is actually, I've never done anything like this in my entire life, but look how gorgeous it is. Look at this savage. Look how beautiful the condition of the McLaren is right now from all that salt and snow. I opened the door, and look how many little pebbles are just jammed in random spots. Oh my God, let's check out the Koenigsegg. Not too bad, actually. Look at that, my McLaren thinks I have 490 miles of range. That's not right. I can't believe it, 20,000 miles on the McLaren. This car has actually been so good to me over the last 20,000 miles. Knock on wood, it stays the same, considering 20,000 McLaren miles is like 400,000 Ford miles, or even like 60,000 Lamborghini miles. That's official math. Pretty cute little town we're driving through right now. Here we are, pulling up to Cannery Row. So good to be back here. Was here last at Monterey Car Week, one of my favorite places in the world. Cannery Row is such a beautiful street. I love all the little crossovers. Oh man, I can't wait for next Car Week already. Well, we reach our final destination, the Intercontinental on Cannery Row. I think I stayed here about 4 years ago for Car Week. Pretty crazy takeover of the valet area. All right, let's check in. That was an incredible day and a long day. Literally 8 to 9 hours on the road driving. Finally at the hotel now, and it's time to edit the first vlog ever. That's right, I'm editing the first vlog that you guys saw, hopefully. If you haven't seen it yet, I went out to Florida with Cletus McFarland, chilling with Chet, did a crazy race called the Ranger Danger 9000. Wow, look at all that nature. Pulled over to wait for some of the other cars on the rally. I literally can't get over how breathtaking it is out here. And I literally have never been on this road and been capable of going more than like 50, 60 miles an hour because of the traffic. So being able to actually haul ass is incredible. Look at this. This is probably a 300-foot cliff right here. Nice. That is so sick. All right, favorite rally moments so far. I'm putting everyone on the spot.
Probably Big Sur. Right
Big
now.
Sur for sure.
Right here. Parker driving like a madman.
No, I was going the speed limit the whole time.
Yeah.
This road is way too sick not to film a POV right now, so I'm gonna switch to the GoPro. By the time I get here, it's about 5 or 6 p.m. And then when I'm leaving Monterey, it's after Monterey Car Week, so it's a similar time. I have never run Highway 1 when it's been this empty, and it is actually the most amazing experience ever. It is such a nice road with the best views and such nice corners for miles and miles and miles. This truck just looks like a mobile bomb. It's so intimidating. My buddy Erwin's got a really sick Stage 2 AMG GTR. Last rally, I raced him in the GT500 and he smoked me. So now I've got my faster car. Let's see what happens. This takes serious talent. BMW tested a new car out here. I can't tell if that's a new X5 or a new X7. X7. Ooh, it's the X7 M60. The guy literally just slammed on the brakes so I couldn't film the car. That's, that's incredible. What an absolutely gorgeous day. Still driving down the coast, getting closer to home actually. Gonna pass by and then head on down south. The craziest part about this rally is the second half of the rally is actually a cruise. I've never been on a cruise before, but we're doing a Norwegian Bliss, I believe it's called, on the way to Cabo. So it's a 4 or 5 day cruise. Decided to switch the McLaren out for the Plaid because I believe we've got to obviously leave our car at the cruise dock for several days, and I didn't really want to leave the McLaren in a random parking garage. So switching it up in the electric car. I'm gonna try to catch up to the pack now because we are a little bit behind. After driving well over 1,000 miles in the McLaren, it's actually unreal how much more comfortable this car is. The McLaren did so well, absolutely flawless. It turned 20,000 years old, and I had an absolute blast driving that car. Spent the night at a resort called Terranea last night. Absolutely gorgeous resort, and now we are headed off to Long Beach to board a cruise to go to Mexico. Woo. This place is actually so beautiful. Look at that view. Look at this restaurant. It has a drive-through in the middle of the restaurant. What on earth? We just pulled up to the port of Los Angeles, and this is the most ridiculous ship I've ever seen in my life. Look at this thing. I don't know if the scale is coming across on camera, but it's 1,100 feet long. Check out the slide up there off the edge. This is actually so exciting. We got some money on this race. You can't tell, but this is Mario. This is Erwin. That's Houston. Here we go, 2-story go-kart track on a cruise ship. This is absolutely ridiculous. All right, number 1. Oh, she made it! Houston is just ordering the most ridiculous stuff. Look at this.
Shout out Houston.
I don't know why people keep laughing. I thought this was about Top Gear. A little shopping in Ensenada. Didn't know they had a Gucci store here. Hey, Christine, should I get you the stuffed animal?
Get there.
We got a strawberry margarita and some churros. These are actually the best churros I've ever had in my entire life. We got off the cruise ship in beautiful Ensenada, and we're waiting for one of 3 natural blowholes in the entire world. I don't know what that means, but...
I've seen a blowhole before.
Mario, what are your thoughts on blowholes?
I love it.
Well, guys, it's 5 days later, and I had an absolutely amazing time on this cruise. What did you think?
It was cool.
Not paid to say this, it's not sponsored or whatever, but I thought, I've never done a cruise before. Why not give a little review of my experience on the Norwegian Bliss, starting with the room. So obviously on a cruise ship, the rooms are not that large, but I will say if you get an outward facing room with a balcony, it's not actually that bad. There was no point at where I felt claustrophobic in any way. Came out almost every single day on this balcony. Now we are back at the port of Los Angeles. Unfortunately, our time has come to an end, but the room is decent. Pretty new. Nice bed. The bed's super comfortable, actually. TV kind of sucks. Small closet. Now going into the bathroom. Got a shower. Gets pretty warm. Nice little bathroom. Overall, I don't know. I'd say a C plus B minus room. You can spend more money on a higher end room. I don't know if it's necessarily worth it. I think this room was kind of the perfect balance of not spending too much money and not going too cheap. Here's a look at the hallways where all the rooms are. Don't think you want to be inward facing. I thought the staircases were super cool, especially with these mirrors. This thing is what, 20 floors? You get all of the information on each floor on these screens here. The elevators do take forever though. Here is one of the outdoor areas that I surprisingly didn't spend a whole lot of time at. The pool kind of sketched me out because there's a lot of people. There are 2 different water slides, a bunch of bars out here, movie theater. Okay, this slide was absolutely ridiculous. It starts up there, you drop out of that. The reason it's ridiculous though is you use momentum to get up and over this, and I'd say half the people didn't make it and then slid back down the slide and got stuck over here, which is pretty sketch. But one of the coolest parts of the ship is the fact that it has a 2-story go-kart track on the roof of the ship. I will say the go-karting was way too slow. I think they stopped the carts at like 10, 15 miles an hour. If they went twice as fast, it would have been a lot more fun, but it was something to do. I will say it's one of the few activities on the boat that they do charge you extra for. It was like $15 a person. There's also mini golf up there as well. They also had laser tag, which was surprisingly a good time. Christine, what'd you think of the laser tag?
I beat you.
You did. Here are one of the many lounge areas. How ridiculous is this model of the Norwegian Bliss? This thing is 20 stories tall and 1,100 feet long.
That's big.
Here is the go-kart track up here that I was talking about that goes down. I mean, it's actually like a city on the ocean. The interior of this boat is actually really nice and really new. Got a bar area, some snacks. We actually hung out in this place a lot because they have really nice views for visiting the ports or just looking out over the ocean. Check this out. There's like a battleship docked at port.
I like that light.
That is a cool light. We need one of those. Yeah. No, we don't. Looks expensive. So on the cruise, we had 2.5 days at sea and 2 days on land. We visited Cabo, which was super fun. Went jet skiing, went to Mango Deck, had some really awesome food, just hung out on the beach. And then we also went to Ensenada to go to a local flea market, saw this blowhole that was totally underwhelming, and just hung out. But it was a good mix of land and sea, I think. What do you think? Would you rather have more days on land than we had, or?
Yeah, more days.
Yeah, a couple more days on land.
No.
Yeah, I don't think that's right, hopefully. On this floor of the boat, there's some shopping areas. I thought it was pretty crazy that there's a Tag Heuer store on a boat. There's also a little Rolex boutique. Check out how crazy this staircase is. Starry Night headliner like a Rolls Royce. That's hilarious. There are tons of different restaurants you can eat at. I'd say overall the food was good, but by no means exceptional. Kind of like a 7 out of 10. Ended up spending a lot of time in the casino. I'm not really a gambling person, but it was something fun to do. Thankfully, I ended up exactly even after 5 days of gambling. Or you, down 100?
Like 150.
All right, it could be a lot worse. I'm gonna leave their name anonymous, but one of our friends on the cruise lost $25,000, which was the only place where you could get food past midnight, kind of bar food. The buffalo wings were a little weird, not gonna lie. Obviously, Christine's favorite part of the ship. Really, really good desserts at this place. The worst club I've ever been to in my entire life. This place was like Benihana, but better. I think this was the best food on the whole boat. Look at that, little art gallery. That's actually pretty cool. 3D. Well, they do like to tack on additional charges. Overall, had an absolute blast on my first ever cruise experience. Special thanks to Royalty Exotic Cars in Houston for putting on an amazing rally. And I think the combination of doing a rally and then ending on a cruise was a really cool, really unique thing. All right, guys, see you next video.